Good afternoon, Mayor Matt Miller.
How are you?
Hey, I'm doing really good. The fair's coming up this weekend, starting Sunday. What are you doing for the fair?
Well, I'll tell you what, when the fair kicks off on Sunday afternoon at noon, I will be there and Melanie will be there for the grand opening, of course, where we talk with the fair manager about any changes that have taken place since last year at the county fair. And then, of course, we named the volunteer of the year for the fair. So I'll be out there for that. And then immediately following the opening ceremony, we will have the Junior Fair King and Queen contest. So I'll also be a part of emceeing that competition. And then I believe on Tuesday, on Senior Citizens Day, Melanie and I both will be a part of the Senior King and Queen contest. So that's one of our favorite events out there at the fair, but I'm sure you'll see us walking around out there even on the other days throughout next week.
Well, I'll be out there every day, so I'm sure I'll see you.
I'm hoping that the weather is as good next week as it has been this week, because that'll be perfect for everyone.
Absolutely. Hey, I'm going to jump right into it. I had one person send me 3 questions, so I wanted to make sure to ask those right off the bat. They want to know the status of the pump house development, including the apartments. Is there an update with that?
You know what? We just keep moving forward step by step. Right now, what is underway is the installation of new electric service, both to the existing pump house office building, but also to that entire area where the green space currently exists, where they will build the new apartments. We have contracted with Ohio Edison and BCU, and the plan is to bury all the power lines in that area before the construction begins. And at this point, we're kind of waiting for Ohio Edison to get started. Like I said, BCU is already installing some new electric service for the pump house office building that will hopefully soon become a hotel, but that's where we're at. I've said on your interviews before, believe me, these things do not move as fast as I would like them to, but I'm sure it's for a reason. And in the end, we'll get it done in the right time. But that's the status on that project.
The second question was the Charles River expansion. Is that ever going to happen? Is it?
The truth is, I have not talked with any executives at Charles River now for probably about 6 months about that project. The last I spoke with them, the project was on hold indefinitely. That doesn't mean that it won't ever happen, but it means that there's no set date or time frame in which it might happen. I was assured that if the project took place, they really want to have it here in Ashland. However, I think the company is experiencing some other changes right now, and so I haven't gotten any update to suggest that the project will start anytime soon. We're still glad Charles River is here. They're still our largest employer in the city of Ashland. They employ a lot of people of all ages and all different skill sets, and so we're going to do whatever we can to support them, and hopefully the company does grow here in the future.
Absolutely. The third question is the bridge replacement on East Main Street by Dairy Queen. Is there an update with that?
I believe that is wrapping up either by the end of this week or next. We had got an updated time frame from our county engineer about 2 weeks ago, and I believe they were looking at September 20th when it would be open. But since then, I ran into the county engineer this past Saturday, and I believe he told me that it's going to be earlier than what they originally thought. So it'll either be this week or next, I believe, if everything goes as planned. Now, if you're talking about the bridge and culvert project down by Dairy Queen, we are actually hoping to go to bid on that project at our next city council meeting. And if all goes as planned and we get a good bid, we're hoping that that work takes place this winter. So there's kind of 2 ends of the Main Street that are working on. We've got one bridge project that's finishing up here on West Main, but if you're asking about the project that's proposed for East Main by Dairy Queen where we had the sinkhole, that actually is going to bid this next council meeting, and again, we'll hope that the work gets completed during these winter months.
And I just seen this. I shared a video for this morning.
Yes.
It's called Peggy's
Oh,
Pumpkin
yes.
People. Can you elaborate on that?
Absolutely. Well, I can't give away all of our secrets, but what I will tell you is this. Just as I said on that video that you watched, Joe, we have always struggled to figure out what was the best way to decorate downtown for those fall months, kind of that period between when our beautiful flowers are taken away until our Christmas decorations arrive. during the Halloween and Thanksgiving season. And we've tried to do mums. They really didn't work out too well in the pots. Some of them bloomed, some of them didn't, but they didn't really add much splash of color downtown. So here's the deal. Dr. Steve Yoder and Peggy Yoder came to me with a wonderful idea on how we could decorate downtown. And this was an idea that they ran across in some of their travels. We talked about it, we pulled some resources, and now, hopefully this Saturday, a whole group of people will arrive downtown, and we're calling them Peggy's Pumpkin People. And I think people are really going to love them.
Well, I'm looking forward to it because that'd be pretty neat.
They will be neat. I think our young people will especially like them, but well, adults will as well. Certainly some opportunities for photo. There will be no question.
I just want to touch real quick on the 2024 paving program here in Ashland. How's that coming along? I see different places
Yes,
paved. So.
there's two aspects to our summer pavement program. There's two major projects that the city teamed up with ODOT to complete when it comes to resurfacing, and that involves Sandusky Street, which is underway, and sections of 42, US 42, around the city. That work has already begun. The rest of our summer pavement program, which involves about 12 other streets around our city, that has not yet begun. We still believe we have plenty of time, but we are being told by Sarver that those streets and their resurfacing will begin probably here in late September. So as we approach the end of the month, they are actually in the process of lining up the milling equipment and so on so that they can come in and do all that milling of those 12 streets at one time and then lay down the new asphalt. So I would expect that you're going to see more street construction or reconstruction probably near the end of September.
Okay, and this one I just want to touch on real quick, just because people keep messaging
Yes.
me about it. They're building across on Claremont, across from the fairgrounds.
Yes.
And it's going to be the veterinary office.
You're
Can you
right.
Talk a little bit about that, just so we let people know.
Well, of course, that's a private venture, and that is Dr. Christine Lefevre, the Ashland, the Claremont Veterinary Clinic. She is relocating her offices and her business across the street where the old Buffs nursery used to be. Some of your viewers will remember that. It's amazing how fast her facility has gone up. So we'll be looking forward to the day they cut the ribbon at that new facility. But that will free up, of course, some area there around the fairgrounds. And I've really not heard any discussion at this point about what will happen to that current veterinary clinic, but I guess we'll all find out together.
And another quick one is the Frontier Building. I hear that somebody just purchased
Yes,
that.
we're very excited about that project. I, of course, at one of the council meetings here about a month ago, asked the council to consider purchasing the building. We did purchase the building from the corporation, Frontier Corporation in Dallas, Texas. We purchased it for $25,000. It's about 15,000 square feet. The reason we purchased it as a city is not because we wanted to be in the real estate business, but because the building has sat empty for more than 20 years. And if you were to go inside that building today, it is in rough shape. Over the years, the roof had given out, and so the rainwater and the weather has trickled down through that roof, has done a lot of damage, both to the third floor as well as the second floor, and even some on the first floor. We bought the building so that we could get it on a pathway for a productive use. And that's why we got it for $25,000. I'm so thankful that the folks at Frontier were willing to sell it to us. But then our mission was to find someone else to take the building from this point and basically renovate it and use it for something important for our downtown. Very thankful that Dr. Matthew Bernhardt and his son Zachary are the people that are interested in the building. We've entered into a sales contract with them. Their intention is to buy the building and put a sports and athletic related business in that facility. They've got a wonderful vision for that building, and they've got the financial resources to make it a reality, and we're very excited about what they want to do. And you know, the great thing about that, Joe, is that for all intents and purposes is the last vacant building in our downtown. Not many communities can say they've got something occupying every building in their historic downtown. We will be able to do that once this renovation is complete.
That's great news.
It is great news.
Last but not least is Concove Park. You're going to be
Yes.
tomorrow. You're going to be naming.
Yes,
Can you talk a little bit about
that's
that?
very exciting. Tomorrow at 11 a.m., which that will be, of course, Thursday. What is that? Thursday the 12th at 11 a.m. at Congrove Park, we are going to dedicate the ball field in honor of one of our famous Ashlanders. I'm not going to give you the name because we're going to reveal that tomorrow, but some of the folks that have been around our community for a long time might remember that one of our young people grew up to become a famous athlete, nationally recognized athlete in our great country. And tomorrow we intend to rename the field. Actually, I guess it doesn't have a name currently. We'll still keep it Congrove Park, but the baseball field will be named in this Ashland citizen's honor. So people are welcome to join us. It's at 11 a.m. It won't be a long ceremony. I believe we're going to have one of the relatives of this person there. They'll offer a few comments, but it's pretty exciting. Congrove Park has a whole new life and a whole new spirit with all the improvements we've made over these last several years. Not only did we get new playground equipment, we got new pickleball courts, we redid the roofs of the pavilions, we've added new bleachers at the ball field, we've taken down an old, ugly, dilapidated fence, removed a lot of brush, and it's looking pretty darn good down there at Congrove Park these days.
Well, thank you, Matt, and you have a great day.
Hey, thank you very much, Joe.